excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to just another horror podcast.
I'm Ben, following every Russian. I think you're coming!
I'm John. I worked at Burger King and I got some problems with his bullshit.
I'm Cobra. It's funny that you both like really shitty movies.
And with that,
I support them.
hello.
Oh, I didn't know this was on.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
Ben.
Cobra.
You sound like Angela.
Yeah.
You'll get her powers if you chop off her head.
I like this movie, though, so I shouldn't make fun of it too much.
How did this become a franchise, and how the hell did they wait till
Because
1994
they're
to put a part 2?
Fun.
I know you answered this before, because I asked it before, but how did Angela become the
A villain?
main character?
Yes. That too, because I was like, she's not the main character in the first one,
No,
is she?
she's not. She's just another one of the possessed.
Maybe she's the only one that would come back.
That's gotta be it.
And Linnea Quigley in 1994 was probably really showing some hard miles.
If we ever get her on here for an interview, you're gonna have to, guys, are both gonna have to
Oh.
apologize for all your rude.
Has John been talking to her people?
Maybe
I think he wants me to try and get a hold of her, so I'll try.
anybody.
I'd rather get, what'd I say?
Barbara
Crampton, but I'll have a really tough time with that one.
Would it be inappropriate if we asked her to take off her top?
No, that seems like perfectly appropriate.
Wait, say them. I'll ask Linnea Quigley to ask me if I have sour balls.
That was in the first one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, these movies are fun. No, so I picked Old Dracula, and we could only find a French version. So
None of us speak French. so
no,
therefore-
no, I do. My girlfriend, I let her pick a movie for me, and she picked Night of the Demons too.
She wasn't dumb enough to pick The Fog for you.
No, she gave me 3 choices, and I
Ooh,
picked
what were the
this
other
one.
two?
Pristine.
I would have
And-
liked that one. But
Yeah, Christine might be a better overall movie, but it's not as fun
yeah.
as Night of the Demons too. I forget what the other one was, to be honest.
So this director, I've heard the name before, Brian Trenchard Smith, but I was looking back through his movies and I haven't really seen anything by him. But then I got way back, and then I realized he's an Australian director, and he did a lot of Aussie movies in the early '80s.
Weaver, give it to us.
What?
It's been like...
Oh, oi!
That wasn't even... You need to get way more into character.
Well,
that was a bad one.
I realized he directed 2 classics from when I was young. BMX Bandits, starring Nicole Kidman.
Please tell me Fortress is the second one.
I used to love BMX Bandits, and then I
You know
watched
what that
it.
is.
I tried to watch it.
I've heard of it, but
I tried to watch it a couple years ago, and I couldn't get through 5 minutes. It's bad.
There was a BMX movie from the 80s that I also love. It was called Rad.
Oh yeah, rad.
And it was great.
And then he directed something called The Quest, and it stars Henry Thomas of E.T. fame. And,
The little boy?
Yes, and this is the one I most remember. He is it's Australia. I don't know the whole part of it, but anyways, there's this lake, and there's this thing that like comes out of the lake, and everyone thinks it's like a monster, and he ends up constructing a do-it-yourself diving kit, complete with a air hose and everything, and he's going down to see what this monster is, and then he disappears, and then the whole town's looking for him, and they're draining the lake, and then you find out it's a crane that air bubbles from a spring hit it, and then eventually it basically what you'd have in your aquarium,
Yeah.
And he is trapped in this crane, this air bubble, and like that's how he survives. But
Jesus Christ.
it was a movie that I remember as a kid because even though you make fun of me and say that I was rich because we had HBO,
You were.
we used to do the old rent VHS player at the local rental store. You'd actually rent the VHS.
Yeah, rather than buy one because they were super expensive.
Yeah, and then we'd rent like 4 or 5 movies for the whole weekend, and then you just movies the whole weekend. This
Yeah,
was one
how
of
old
them.
is your oldest brother?
10 years older than me.
And you're like 40 or something.
Sure.
No, you're not 48. What are you, 39? 38? 39. So your brother's 4. Okay, so you guys were a little older than us, because my oldest brother is 43.
Yeah,
So
sounds about right.
By the time we got a VCR, I think they were cheap
Cheaper, yeah.
because we got one.
I remember thinking how cool it was to be able to record stuff off of TV and shit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
my parents would record actual things.
I'd-
I would get their tapes and record
Oh, yeah.
anything because I was 6 or 7. I'm like, oh, that's fine. So I'd like fucking Donahue. Donahue.
Why?
Record just anything.
You are not the father of that baby.
Right, but anything that came on, I would be like,
Donahue?
yeah, and I would hit record. So my parents had like videos of birthday parties and shit that would just all of a sudden cut to fucking Donahue and then go back to the fucking thing.
I had HBO, so I was recording movies.
I had it for a month, and I got Ghostbusters 2, Weekend at Bernie's, a couple other things.
Weekend
on there.
Burners 2 is amazing.
It's underrated.
Yeah.
Some bad person, Ben.
Never said you were a bad person.
I
see the way you look at me through those
I
glasses.
don't like these accusatorial.
Both of you with your black glasses. I see you judge me.
I have a lot to say about glasses with this movie. Apparently glasses instantly make you a nerd.
How many roles did that kid lose to the guy that played Wayne from the Wonder Years?
They look a lot
I
alike.
Yeah,
I
they do.
always thought they were the same person.
Yeah. They
There
do.
are a couple of people in this that have went on to do other things.
Christine
Christine
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yep.
Yeah, she married Ben Stiller.
That must
And-
be why Zoolander and Wedding Singer.
Okay, did Hey Dude come out before this? Because I was talking to you
Oh
on
yeah, Hey Dude was way before
Skype.
this.
What do we call that? Link.
Oh yeah, Link. Yep.
Hey Dude was probably 4 or 5 years before this.
And you could be more active on Link.
Blink.
I think he actually does.
Our
fucking
message
do.
at work.
I
He does
work.
He actually does work.
Oh.
Believe it or not, I have things to do.
When I get real bored, I just start talking
First of all,
anything. I don't care what
We
it
go on
is.
for
That's-
hours.
Because if I
I'm opening mail for hours. I'm just sitting there like fucking
Because if I
slicing
start-
envelopes.
because half the time your
Inappropriate?
link messages are all like, "Hey, what's this movie? Should see titties in it." And it's just like, oh god.
I'm sorry.
I try to make it as entertaining for the IT people to read as possible.
Like, my.
So the intro to this movie is the main scene, the opening scene. It's quick. It acts quick.
Oh,
Two
it gets
people.
right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Two church people.
Yep. They walk in and
Are they supposed to be like
Jehovah's?
Jehovah's Witnesses
They
or
must
Mormons?
One
do
of
the
them.
Mormons try to go from house to house?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
It's usually boys. Like, no, it is. They're usually not like. There's usually not a female. And they're wearing
Say-
short sleeve collared with ties.
I
That's
just
usually
don't
nice.
feel
The white
comfortable.
shirt, blue tie.
Yeah.
Dark blue tie.
I don't feel
Or
comfortable
red.
having you come in my house if the neighbors can see me inviting two boys.
One
to
of my
house.
best friends was a Mormon, so I know all about them.
Oh boy.
You know,
You know what's so great though?
what's it called? But
When me, my cousin Schmeigs, and it was Mark Matson and his cousin Nick, we all lived in Keister apartments together.
Mhm.
He would buy us every so often 2 cases of, he never drank, but he would buy us 2 cases
That's
of beer.
nice,
He'd come home and just be like, I bought you guys beer to drink.
it's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah!
Aren't
Massive.
Mormons like notoriously very nice?
Yeah,
They can
Yeah.
be. They like
I
to have
thought so.
children and fuck.
with many different
Wives.
lives.
Not so much anymore. I
Who
mean,
the
if they
fuck-
could get away with it
Who
properly.
the fuck wants more than one wife? What a
The
nightmare.
headache?
What a
Oh
fucking
my
nightmare.
god! People like no.
no,
No.
way. Absolutely not.
It is a
Probably why you
nightmare.
have 2 children, but you're not married yet.
Who?
You.
No, that's
It's
not
just
why.
you go from house to house, and each woman is like, I suppose you're not going to clean those leaves up, are you? Then you go to the next one. Are you ever going to get to those leaves? Then you go to the next one. Are you ever going to fucking clean those leaves up? No, just no.
They'll go away eventually.
Anyways, we're not sure what these 2 people are, but
They're dead.
they're trying to sell Bibles.
Angela's got
Now,
cake.
Hall House.
Mm.
Angela's not been fixing this place up. Why would these 2 people walk into this, what looks like an abandoned house?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The door opens on its own, and they still just walk right in.
It's kind of like deathbed.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just go to the building and it opens doors for you.
All the furniture's making munching noises.
Is this supposed to be a high school? Or like a college? Oh, it's
I
supposed to be
think
like
it's
a high school. Right? Yeah.
Okay. Problem then.
No.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this.
All the actresses
Okay.
are over 18.
I have that exact note. I say, is this a high school? Because if so, we're spying on underage girls. If
But we're
not,
also
then what
underage.
kind of school is this?
We're also underage, though.
We are?
Maybe we'll say it's a Catholic.
We are, but they are.
Maybe we'll say it's a Catholic
We're
college.
looking through the eyes of the boys of the Catholic school.
I guess.
I think it's supposed to be a high school.
I
It
do
is a high
too.
school.
But they claim that it's
Colleges
for
don't
troubled.
have dances like that.
They say it's for troubled kids.
I'd say this was a different time, but it was 1994. It really wasn't. So, but
They're not all troubled, though. A lot of people lost their parent. Well, Mouse did. Lost their parents.
Was
All right,
she
let's
in the
go with
first
some
one?
characters.
did she
Yeah.
lose her parents
Okay.
or did she lose Angela?
She lost everything.
We don't know.
Okay.
She lost everything. Her
Well,
parents
don't
are
we get
dead.
some
Angela probably
backstory?
killed her parents.
Don't we get some story later in the movie about how her parents died?
Maybe.
They got like a note from Angela.
I'll have to check my
They just
notes.
couldn't believe that it was her, but it was her signature. Am I right on this?
Could be. I'll have to check my notes later. I
Oh,
just know
great.
that her and Mouse are brother and sister. Or
Sister.
There's
sister and sister.
there's definitely something.
So we open up at the Catholic school, I
Yeah,
guess,
pretty much.
and we got boys
Checking out babes.
checking out boobs and plug Revenge of the Nerds. We have Bush also. Girls are getting undressed.
Shirley.
D-
Cheryl. What do you think of her? She hot? Not?
She's a whore.
I looked her up because she looked familiar, and I thought I'd seen her in other stuff.
Yeah,
but
and you
she-
didn't, right?
No, she did.
I
well,
thought the
she,
same thing. I was
she
like,
had
she
a,
looks like she might have.
She had like a cult. Even IMDb says not much is known about her. She kind of fell off the map, I guess. She seemed to have like a little cult following. People love her. She did play in a bunch of like these types of horror films, but she
Yeah,
had a
there's
weird accent in this
there's-
movie.
one other. Where is she from?
Hmm?
You think she's from like New York, or what are you
I
thinking?
don't know.
What kind of accent was
It
it?
seemed foreign, maybe of some sort.
Okay, we can go over
I
the
don't
characters
know.
while Weaver's fixing his toilet.
But is she hot or not? She like Seinfeld, Good Light, Bad Light.
Yeah,
I
would
couldn't-
would you kick her out of bed? Probably not after 6 beers.
I don't know if her boobs come to life like they did.
I think the hot right. I think the hottest girl is BB.
Yep.
Red
Agreed.
hair BB.
Yeah, I agreed.
Terry is Christine Taylor.
Never found her that attractive.
Yeah. Shirley's the whore, and Mouse or Melissa is the brown-haired girl, and she turns out she's Angela's sister.
And then we have the boys. This is basically the same cast as the first one. The same types of characters, right?
Yeah, these movies, they get people alone in a house, they separate them, and they get them killed. That's pretty much...
We're
I think
basically
these are just fun. We just went over the characters. We
Oh,
haven't-
okay.
Well, the girls.
We were asking this Cheryl, is she hot or not?
Which one is
Shirley.
Cheryl?
Shirley.
Which one is that?
The whore.
I think they're all kind of attractive in
Yeah.
different ways, but not.
We said
Who's the hottest?
baby.
Red-haired BB?
Baby.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
We think so.
I was gonna go with the other one. The
Christine Taylor?
One no. Well, she's.
You like Mouse?
Yeah. No. Shit. God damn it, John.
Well, Cheryl's
Okay,
the other
you're
one.
editing this.
She's the one that gets possessed later.
The black.
Her name is
one.
Shirley. You keep calling
Shirley.
her Cheryl.
Well, they call her Cheryl at one point.
Who does?
One of the boys.
I thought she was attractive.
What about all
Yeah, all of them, other than Mouse, because I don't want to get tricked again. I get tricked in every episode this week.
Cobra concluded, would you kick her out of bed? No, probably
of them?
not.
Not Shirley. You probably wouldn't.
But
She's a whore, but
I said that she had a strange accent.
I asked me if it
She's
was...
got a cult following, that actress.
That's what I told him. I looked her up because I thought she was somebody else.
So did I.
And
I thought everybody in this movie was somebody else.
Yeah, like I've seen that person, and then you go, nope, no,
Only
haven't.
Christine Taylor was anybody that I knew. Other than that,
No, the Perry, the demonologist wannabe.
who's he?
He's the one that looks like Wayne from The Wonder Years.
Okay.
That I said probably lost many roles. Was he the? No, wait. Wayne was in Monster Squad, right? Because I was thinking this kid was the bully in Monster Squad. He
No, I
tried
don't
to-
think Wayne was in Monster Squad, was he?
Yeah, he's the one that stepped on the candy bar, made fat kid eat it.
That's not Wayne.
Yes, it is. Well, then it's this kid.
Wait.
Because they
Oh my
look
God.
alike.
I watched Monster Squad probably 3 years ago.
I think it's the whoever Wayne is. I think is.
Wayne from Wonder Years.
Yeah,
I know the guy we're talking about. He makes Fat Kid. No, I don't think that's him. The main guy, like the main older kid in Monster
No,
Squad.
not the main kid. He stomps on the candy bar and tries to make.
Okay, yes, I think Wayne is in it literally for like
He has like
1
two
minute
scenes. Yeah, he has two
of
scenes.
the movie.
Sorry.
But it's not I was gonna say it's not the older kid that's
Oh,
kind of
goodness.
attracted to the older sister.
You can cut a lot of this out.
25 minutes in.
You
Yeah,
shut up.
you're gonna cut
We're
the
not
first-
actually. We're making good time though. We're on our last.
No,
movie.
we are. We're doing good.
You're gonna cut the first 10 minutes of
This
this
is-
anyways.
There's a pattern to what we do. The third episode of a 3-movie review is always extremely long and has a lot of shit going
I
on.
wonder why.
Yeah. Can't imagine.
So there's gonna be a Halloween dance, but the bad girls, they systematically get suspended from attending the dance. So
They're
they just-
basically having sex on a tennis court.
Yeah.
Attempting to.
I got a little rapey here, the one guy.
I love this
Where
nun.
are you guys at?
This nun is awesome.
Well,
we skipped over a lot. Like, the guys are spying on the girls with binoculars, and it's really funny because they're spying on the girls with binoculars, right? Standing around with each other in their underwear doing this. The guy comes out of the bathroom, and the guy's like, "What are you doing in there? You jerking off?" I'm like, "You're fucking watching women through binoculars so you can
Spanking
inevitably
the
go jerk off."
I mean, this is
That's
what
what's
would
so
happen
funny.
in this environment, right? Young boys.
I had you plug. We
Young
have
boys
Young
in
girls.
their 30s.
High school boy. Yes. If you know what, if I was there, I would be looking over at them too if they were changing
I'm
with
not
their windows open.
criticizing them, even though that's extremely perverted and fucked up. I'm not criticizing because that's what happens in movies. So
That's what happens in real life.
if I was gonna do that, look, if I was gonna do that, I wouldn't want other men in their underwear in the room with me. I just would not.
You just want to spy on them by yourself like a perv.
Right, because that's the
What's
perv
the
part. that I'm
You
by
never got
myself.
together and watched like a porno with your friends because it's hilarious.
Yes. What was it?
That's what this would be like. You're looking at these girls that you interact with every day. They're naked. It's fun.
These women
No.
were
Okay.
cheerleaders for a football team, and the other team was really fucking good, and they knew this, and they had to come up with a plan to help their team win because they were going to get their asses kicked. So their plan was
To sleep with the
sleep
players.
with the other team,
Oh.
so
Tire
that-
them out.
tire them out.
Oh, that's a good plot.
Yeah, but one of them got kidnapped at some point, so the plot really took a twist.
What was
Like,
this
that
in?
seems like it took a turn.
Paranormal Entity 3.
Yeah. And then the one who got kidnapped got raped by a ghost, and then the guy's the girl's
There's a
brother-
ghost involved in this now.
No.
Oh, paranormal entity.
right. But we sat there and we were like, "Whoa, wow, we didn't see that coming." And sure enough, it works, and the football team wins, and then they all sleep with the cheerleaders.
Yeah, it does.
So,
Mouse has a dream.
Mouse.
Angela rips off her face.
It
She's
looks
got
like
some. She's got some harsh bangs, Mouse.
Oh yeah,
mm,
they're bad.
the effects look like something out of Dead Alive. They
Or-
pretty much look the same. The mouth effects.
Or demon.
Yeah.
It's that same type
Pretty
of
cool
demon.
looking.
They
Mm.
totally
Pretty good effects.
Still that look. Oh, practical effects are good. Although they do have some CGI in here.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
bad.
yeah.
CGI
The
is
very,
bad.
very end.
Oh, that thing. Why is that dragon demon there? Oh,
It's not good.
no, it's not. Father Bob somewhere in here.
Is this the same car? I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit when they go to Hall House. Is that the same car from the first one?
Looks like it.
That old 50s style.
It looks like a car out of Night of the Creeps or something too. Like,
Is a fellatio a sin?
this is
Only when a kiss is
This
an
is
upper
so
persuasion for a
stupid.
lower invasion.
What, the dialogue stupid? What?
yeah.
Oh, I like
In
it.
a movie like this? Come on.
Dialogue's pretty funny.
Is it? Is it?
This particular dialogue is cringy. In the classrooms,
Leave a little room for the Holy Ghost.
you've texted that to me 700 times in the past week.
And you didn't even know! You were so
He texted
confused.
it once to me and I didn't know what the hell he was talking
Yeah.
about.
That nun says it like at least
Three
two
times,
or three
three
times
times.
in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She slaps him away with her
Yardstick.
yardstick. Oh, a nun with a yardstick.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you're a
I have an answer.
preacher or whatever this guy is,
Priest.
pastor,
I think he's a priest.
you obviously believe in things like God, right? So why would something like demons be like, no, that's not real?
I think they were just deterring him from wanting to study demonology.
Yeah.
I know that, but like when they talk about how these things exist and they saw them,
Would you
he
believe
is-
if someone said that a demon is real,
if God's real, demons are
but you don't believe in God?
No,
I
but he
don't.
does.
But he does. He's
The
a
priest
freaking
would.
priest. He has to believe in God.
Really? Because a lot of priests get.
Well, is this guy just
They're there
molesting
for the
children,
wrong
or-
reasons.
They
That's all
like
I'm
to touch
saying.
people.
Well, he's going to be touching a lot of 40-year-olds. I'm going to make them older
Did
and
you hear
older
about
as
the
this
ones
goes
that
on.
raped those nuns and then made them have abortions?
It's harsh. No. So somebody just got defrocked.
I love the church.
Yeah, you do.
I have a lot of things to say about the church later in this movie, so I'll keep it short. Just like your by the way, you need to, because you haven't done it in the last two movies, you need to do a shout out to kids music or what the kids are listening to.
I had another Imagine Dragon flag earlier,
good.
but I missed it.
So, where am I here? This is where the guy with glasses is talking about demonology in class.
This is where I have
He
flagged
is
the
the
nerd alert from Austin
nerdiest
Powers. Yeah, he's so
dude.
nerdy.
Oh, let me see.
He's also that awkward, like, he was a child actor, but now he just has that awkward look because he's older now. And it's
He's 25 playing a 16-year-old.
yeah, just,
I feel bad for child actors.
yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
At least they had fame.
Yeah, but their parents took all of their money. They used their kids to make them a bunch of money.
Uh-huh.
So,
It's just terrible.
that's
what
the way
happens.
America works, baby.
Is it?
I
Well, then
don't
I
know.
need to get on that, I guess.
Yeah.
Garrett!
He's gonna be karate chopping his way.
He told me last night, he's like, I can kick pretty high now, Dad. Pretty soon I'm going to be kicking you in the head.
At least he didn't be kicking your ass.
I can't wait till he high kicks you out when he's like 14. You make him mad and he just beats the fuck out of
My
you.
dad used to say things like, you want to take it outside. If I did that, we would go outside and I would get really hurt. Alright, so we find out Mouse is Angela's sister. We found that out already, I guess. But,
She just yells a lot in this movie. She plays, like, flashbacks.
mhm.
Very disturbed.
Yeah,
This
this is-
girl doesn't need to be in this school. She needs to be in, like, a...
Mental
Psych.
asylum.
Yeah.
Ward, yeah.
She needs to go seek some mental health.
This is
counseling.
where the kids are playing on the tennis court and
Yep.
the ball gets stuck between Shirley's leg and one of the
They
guys.
just roll on each other.
He's got the king snake.
Jeez.
I heard you were an inchworm.
She's basically,
Inchworm
like...
Kurt.
She's all over this kid, but
Mm.
then during the party, she's like, "Oh, this is my guy Rick, some townie."
I'm confused by her.
Not just
completely.
Rick. She also has that other guy too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's both of them.
Z.
So,
Z boy.
Z boy. No, she
Question.
just wants anything. That
why
she just likes the bad boy.
in movies when people are in the back seat obviously going to have sex, do the women with their clothes almost off always go, whoa, slow down. Look how fucking far you've gotten now.
Because
Like-
Christine Taylor would never show her tits off.
I understand that, but that's once. It happens twice in this movie.
Now, we're in the
But
Me
we do
Too
get
movement,
boobs.
John.
You can give fake boobs if you give boobs like
I know
She
we're in
could
the
have
Me Too
changed.
movement.
She could change her mind, and you should respect that.
This
They
was not
do
during
respect
the Me
it.
Too
They
movement.
do,
He
but
does, he does.
why? It hurts my head. Why have that in there?
Yeah, this is 1994.
Is it trying to say that these girls aren't as bad as they seem?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, she's sleeping with 3 people at the same time.
Yeah, Shirley's a skank.
Well, one.
That's
of
the
them.
one. They're trying to make her look bad and all the other ones look good.
Yeah.
I think my problem is that I can't get past the
How
fact
we-
that they look older than they are supposed to be, and it's
That's
really
every horror
That's
movie
every
from the
horror
70s
movie.
and 80s.
Just
All teenagers are
look at-
25.
watching adults do
Look
this
at-
kind of stuff is so strange.
Look at Linnea Quigley in the first one.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
mean, she
true.
looked 34 then.
Uh-huh.
She's playing a high school.
Who the fuck wears leather jackets and backwards hats?
You wear a backwards hat.
That was why I put that in my notes.
You wear a leather jacket.
No.
So
Also-
the nuns forbid the 4 of them to go to dance after the basketball or tennis incident. And then Perry's like walking around a room.
So
he's like
fact-
recording himself.
Oh,
doing
he's
a
trying to.
demon
He's
thing.
got the Necrocomicon because we got to throw that word in
Amazing
there.
how much more stuff you can get involved in that involves demons if you go to church or go to a Christian school.
See that? You don't know what you're missing.
I know, I'm missing out. You're right.
Demons are real, and my research will.
This
Conclude.
thing went through a mirror and grabbed him, and then when the priest comes in, he's like, "You don't get it though. There was a demon that came through the glass. Why won't you listen to me?" Something fucking came through that glass and grabbed you, and that's how you act. You're like,
He's not a good
"But
actor.
come on, there's something grabbed me."
Well, he's not a good actor.
And the kids are getting ready for the dance at the same time while this is going on.
Their plan is to go to Hull House because they're not allowed to go to the dance.
But
They
they
make it
find
for-
some old records
They
of Neil Diamond and Barry Manilow.
hey, I like Neil Diamond.
They drive up to a matte painting. Oh, they also
Yeah. This is where like some of this shit starts looking fake and
Yeah.
ugh.
They also make sure that Mouse comes with them because they're going to
Well,
Do
sure.
a fake
Sacrifice?
sacrifice.
Surely does.
This doesn't make any sense.
The other girls, I think you're right. The other girls aren't nearly as bad as they think they are,
Right.
because they're even concerned with like, why did you bring? We shouldn't have brought her. And
Yeah.
holy crap, Rick is like, shut the fuck up! Like he's, I was like, that's
He's-
aggressive.
He's so funny though.
So at first they're gonna sacrifice a cat, which we never see again. What the fuck? But we know it was a fake. So why bring a real cat if you're gonna do a fake sacrifice?
Because you're gonna make it look as real as possible. I think the other one, like, I don't think everyone knows it's like fake sacrifices.
No. Only the three know that
Yeah.
it's a fake sacrifice.
And we get BB and her guy. They pair off pretty quick. And
Did you hear that Rick calls Terry Marcia before she played Marcia in the Brady Bunch movie? Before she played Marcia in the Brady Bunch
wow,
movie.
that's like,
Fucking time travel, man.
Yeah.
Just because she looked like the character?
I don't know why he does that.
Yeah, it's the Mandela effect or something.
Howie
Time
Mandela.
travel.
Howie Mandel effect.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Howie Mandel died, but he really didn't die, and we remember him dying. That's how it works.
The Howie Mandela effect. Learn it.
so then they're going to sacrifice Mouse
Mm-hmm.
in a fake. Obviously, everyone doesn't know it's fake, because
But why?
Is this where we have all the groups separating?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, BB.
BB and Johnny go somewhere to have sex.
You
This
get
is where I
ready
have a
to-
plug.
Because you know,
Yeah.
In Too Deep.
because you know the bed in Hull House would be worth laying down on.
It looks pristine.
I know.
That's a little
I think
strange.
Angela's been sleeping
And
there
Angela
for-
is just sitting there watching them.
Watching them fuck.
Yeah.
But she's hot.
Who?
Baby. Dee Dee.
Oh yeah.
Baby.
And Angela appears to be a lesbian, or maybe going both ways.
That's okay.
No, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying.
I think you might be saying that it's not. And that's
I
bad.
think you're jumping to conclusions.
Jumping to conclusions, Matt.
Yeah, I'm gonna make one. This does take a turn. They're not at the Hull House very long.
Mouse sees Angela, which turns to a puddle of maggots and blood.
I got oil.
You got oil?
Yeah, it looked like oil to me. Black blood is what it looked like, or black gold, Texas tea.
Oil, that is. Black gold. Texas tea.
One of these guys gets left behind and gets.
Z-Boy.
Basically, Angela rapes him.
Yeah, she has sex with him.
Yeah, Shirley also. She's mad. Everyone's
And then
leaving.
they even reference, like, as they're leaving in their car, they're like, the underground stream will protect us. Like in the first one, like, the river is the barrier that this
And
demon
the
can
thing
go.
that makes these
the
creatures come.
lipstick gets
the
out?
lipstick from fucking what's her name shoving it in her boob.
Now
That
it looks
is-
like a penis coming out.
Weird. Oh yeah. the
Why would you
penis
ever
coming
take
out.
someone's
Oh,
lipstick
yeah.
from an abandoned house?
I don't know.
How gross is that?
Did you ever see the? There's an SNL skit where it's the classic, like, someone asks to use your chapstick, and you're like, just keep it.
Keep it,
And
yeah.
there's a skit where you have the worst people. And the person's like, oh yeah, go ahead, use it. And then you get like this prostitute comes over. She's like, can I use your chapstick? And she's this big sword over her face, and like, and it falls in the sewer. And they're like, oh no, we can get the chapstick back for you. And he's like, no, it's all right. And they plan it. It's really funny. So when you ask who would use somebody else's lipstick,
Skanks.
skanks.
Pretty much. That's.
Rick gets back, they get back to the dorms, and Rick's talking about he's gonna get a little sticky treat.
Oh yeah.
He says it a couple times, right?
Oh, he's so funny.
Ooh, I had a fun shot with. Oh wait, that's when her boobs come to life.
That's at the dance, huh?
Well, first she puts that lipstick on,
Yeah, she's in like
and
something crawls up her coot, or like
this was '94, right?
they stole this from Jason Goes
They
to
stole
Hell.
it from Jason Goes to Hell.
Also, what the thing going up her legs?
Oh yeah.
when that like
Jesus, how many things are they going to stick up women's vaginas?
like
All
that
of them.
reptilian
Everything that can go up a
That,
woman's
uh,
vagina will be stuck up a woman's vagina.
that like reptilian tail or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
that comes out of the girl's legs. That's what it reminded me of.
There's a scene here that reminds me of the really popular meme where the guy's walking with the girl and looking behind him at the other girl.
That's my
and
favorite
she's-
meme.
Yeah, that's, that's what's going on here. With
It's
this
like
dance.
your egg salad and that's a T-bone steak or something.
Angela's dancing on stage, and the other girl is also dancing.
Surely.
She
Shirley's
takes her
dancing
top
like
off
a-
in front of everyone, and her tits turn into hands that dissolve this other guy's hand.
It's good
They kill
practical
Rick.
effects.
It's crazy.
I've never seen tits become hands like that before, though.
No, never.
Wow, they were far above their time with this
Yeah.
movie. Tits become hands.
There was somebody dressed as Carrie too. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
At the
think that's
Halloween
awesome.
party, they had prom. What was it? Prom Queen 1978. And
That's
she was
cool.
covered in blood. That was a pretty cool costume.
I didn't see that.
I have this Cobra's worst undressed chest.
Yes.
So at this point, it's looking like maybe the kid with the mullet might be the hero of the movie, or at least one of the surviving characters.
Perry.
Yeah,
Does he have a mullet? He doesn't have a mullet, does
he
he?
does have like
Perry
hair that-
does?
Yeah,
Hmm.
but it's really weird. It's like short on the sides.
Yeah,
and
it curls in the back a
Yeah.
little bit.
super soakers, Ben.
Shirley's kissing people.
Dude, like the 1990s, they went all in on Super Soakers
Mhm.
as the coolest thing ever. It was what I call it. It was basically the 80s Switchblades. In the 90s, we just had Super Soakers in every movie, especially when you need holy water.
Ernest Scared
Did
Stupid
Angela-
is an entire.
Did we
fucking
miss
scene
Angela
using- yeah.
cutting Kurt's head off?
No, we have I have decapitated down here. Two people are having no sex again, and they get out and the guy gets his head cut off, and then we have a lesbian possession.
Shirley kisses Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Angela comes to Mouse.
It's basically an assault on the party.
Mm-hmm.
We just need more victims. So
There aren't that many.
They finally
no, there aren't. But
expel a demon from BB at some point.
They shoot her and she vomits green, and then they take her to the infirmary.
And she's fine.
No problem.
That's all you gotta do.
yeah.
When you're
Although
possessed,
everybody else that you do
you
that
shoot
to
him with holy
melts
water.
into nothing. But
I do
she's
like
fine.
the water balloon, holy water.
Yeah,
bombs.
fucking acid bomb.
Yeah.
I like acid bombs.
I did. I also enjoyed the scene in the van when Christine Taylor and her boyfriend they never went to the party after getting back from Hull House.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
stayed in the van, and that hand comes up underneath the seat, and starts tickling his balls. Basically, he thinks it's her.
Yep.
Hilarity
What's
ensues.
funny is like she clearly has her hand like way out of the shot. Okay, so the nun sees it and tells the father that she sees it, and he's just like, "Well, fuck you. You're being crazy."
She basically Rambo's up here.
Yep. Grabs a
Demon
bunch
Rick?
of rulers.
Bunch of rulers. I don't know.
Oh,
You're
wow.
Catholic, Cobra. What are those beads called?
Rosary beads.
Rosaries.
Yeah.
What else does she grab? All kind of Catholic paraphernalia.
Yeah, anything you grab that'll expel a demon.
So they get the priest to go with them to Hull House because
Father
Mouse,
Bob.
Mouse is there. Is that it? Mouse is there.
Yeah, Mouse is there, and they're
Yeah.
gonna look for her.
Oh yeah, it goes back to Hull House. They're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny tries karate on somebody.
That scene is a little weird.
Is he possessed yet?
Who, Johnny? I don't know if Johnny does. Rick is.
Oh,
Rick comes for Father Bob.
Mm-hmm. And stabs him. And then what's really funny about that is like, if they would have waited about 5 more, if the father would have waited about 5 more seconds, they could have just shot him with the holy water and he would have been dead. But nope. And that had to be so annoying. You're laying there dying. You have this knife stuck in you, and the thing that stabbed you is very easily being defeated. And you're like, oh shit.
Those are nice stickers, Cobra.
What? Okay, so there's a decapitated guy playing basketball here too.
With
But-
his own head.
Yeah.
Z-Boy.
First, somebody got
I know, it's Kurt.
punched out a window. I think Angela punched somebody out a window. But he seems to be okay. So,
Kurt's dribbling his own head.
the demonologist gets killed here. There's demons.
Z-Boy hits Perry with
He gets a
spiked bat.
He
to
gets
the
a
head.
spiked bat to the head. I was like, Jesus. I thought he was going to be the hero with his demonology expertise.
There was
but,
no need for him in this movie at all.
No,
So,
there wasn't.
But he explains that to somebody before he dies that
Oh.
Angela's gonna sacrifice Mouse.
He whispers it on his
He
dying
mentions-
words.
okay, this is it. He mentions Abraham and how Abraham had to
Oh,
sacrifice
God, yeah.
his kid. Now, Abraham didn't sacrifice his kid. Then there was another one where God told somebody to take their kid and sacrifice him, and at the last second was stopped. Then there was a third time that God told some guy who didn't pay half a shilling to go take a census. He has to give half a shilling to God to take a census, and when he doesn't, he's like, well, you're going to pay for that one. First person to come out of your house when you come back from the war gets sacrificed to me. It's
That's
his daughter.
also in.
Is that the Old Testament?
That's also in the Odyssey. That story.
Yep,
That's in
not
the New
surprising that they got that from somewhere.
Yeah,
But
God's a really nice guy. Huh?
his virgin daughter is the one that comes out of the house first and spends a month going around. Now, there's a month here where God could be like, you know what, let's just do the same thing we did the last 2 times. We had somebody do a sacrifice and just kill an animal or something. But he doesn't. When she comes back, he kills her and lights her on fire.
God.
And God's like,
As you would.
no, pay me my half shilling, you fuck.
Wait, they still want all that money too.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have rules and people just walk around all over you.
Stabbing their
What
daughters
rule
and
is
murdering
that?
them.
I don't know. You need to pay the shilling.
You know, one of the first
You
10
let everyone slide on a
commandments-
shilling, then you have no shilling.
One of the first 10 commandments was do not boil a goat in its mother's milk. There was another one that was like, whenever you make unleavened bread, you have to bring it every Tuesday to the church for
But
God.
yet the whole gay thing is the one everyone fixates on.
Well, no, like the 10 commandments now, 5 of them are don't put another God before me in different ways of
Yeah.
saying it. But there's nothing about boiling a goat in goat's milk.
Mhm.
There's nothing about bring me your unleavened bread. That's the first ones that he got in the Bible, if you read it. Actually, the first ones he got, he brought down, and everybody made gold statues out of their kids' earrings.
Oh, I wish this was a visual podcast because John is holding the.
Yeah, I got the 10 commandments right here, guys. Well, he brings
like
them down.
Moses.
He brings them down, and everybody got so
Mad.
mad that he had been up there for 40 days that they made statues out of gold earrings.
Mm-hmm.
And so he takes the 2
Slams
tablets and
them.
slams them and breaks them. And then he's like, you guys have to go kill everybody that you know. So they go around and slaughter 40,000 people. Then he goes back up on the fucking mountain.
And brings down new
Brings
commandments.
down new ones that include don't boil a goat in goat's mom milk. And everybody's like, all right, cool. And then we
So
have
they're
ones-
easier commandments to live by.
Yeah. I've never once committed that sin.
No?
I've never boiled a goat in its mother's milk.
So why are you giving us this theological?
This took me on a
theology
rant when
lesson?
they were talking about
Okay.
Abraham. I'm done.
Wow.
In Night of the Demons too.
I know, like
He makes a stand.
he is like really.
And the next note that I have is what's wrong with his dick. So
Who's dick?
some guy is like trying to have sex with somebody and they focus in on his groin and it starts going like fucking weaving around and shit.
Is it Z-Boy?
Z-Boy was annoying.
Nun beats back D. How about the nun? She gets her head lopped off, but then she's still alive.
That's when the nun comes in and says, "Leave a little room for the Holy Ghost."
Again.
Yeah,
Is this when she also sacrifices herself?
She must.
it's getting there.
Switches places with Mouse, yeah.
They melt every other demon in there except
Oh yeah,
Angela.
yeah.
Mouse stabs
Great
her
melting
sister
effects, by the way.
instead.
They work.
But she swings a sword at the nun, and she Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtled it. She fucking put her head down into her shell, and I was watching it, and she popped back up after she had her head cut off, and I have Garrett's yelling at me right now, so I have to rewind this because I don't know what the fuck just happened.
No. She got her head lopped. That's when I was like, ah.
I felt bad. Yeah.
How do you make her come back though? After
She
she
just
just got her
goes,
left off.
pops her head out. And I have, you'll have all those powers if you chop her head off. That's the quote. You'll have all those powers. She talks about all this mystical shit and she goes, if you chop her head off. So, they switch the nun with Mouse. Mouse is supposed to cut the nun's head off because apparently the demon doesn't want to do it on her own, which I don't really understand.
Well, I think
Demons
she
are
wants
not
to. I think she wants to make Mouse
A demon
a
too.
demon too, and if she does something horrible, then
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I
I
guess.
just I assume it, like
Yeah.
also she might be more willing to turn to the dark side
Could
if
be.
you lop off a head.
But she stabs Angela instead, and then the nun pops up with a super soaker and melts the fuck out of Angela.
She pulls out from under her robes.
Mm.
Is that a super soaker pistol?
Could
It's a
have been.
smaller one, I think, but it,
Could have been.
I remember every kid in my neighborhood had super soakers, and my mom bought me these Trader Horn squirt guns, and I was so fucked when we would fucking play with them. I was so fucked.
they would jam.
Or I'd be like, I'd squirt and be like, no.
I never had a super soaker either.
I didn't.
I
I
had
wasn't
this
rich
big
either.
fucking tank. that
Oh, you
my
had
parents
tanks
had.
in the back?
Fucking liar.
Yeah, one of the
You
tank
were rich.
things, and it had like you just pull it and push
Yeah.
it,
You had
and
one
it
of those.
looked badass, but
But it
when you
wasn't?
pushed it, it would be like.
3 feet in
So
front
you're
of you.
carrying like 3 or 4 gallons of water on your back. You're like pushing this thing, and it's like just not doing anything.
The old Trader Horde special.
Shooting at 5 feet max.
The knockoff version.
So they're trying to leave and they can't get out, and we have a snake woman. What the fuck was this about?
Is that Angela or is that Shirley?
It's
Comes the
Angela.
I
snake.
think it's Angela.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I was getting them confused. Angela and Shirley. 'Cause
It-
they both had black dresses on. They both were demons. They both.
Maybe it's because the effects are bad, but it creeps me out. That thing fucking creeped me out.
The snake?
Yeah, fuck that
Oh,
thing.
that's 90s CGI. It's not good.
They look like Beetlejuice.
It looks unnatural. It looks like it doesn't belong in the shot.
It
I
did
don't-
look like the Beetlejuice from
Yeah.
when Beetlejuice turns into
I don't
a
think
snake.
it's because it's actually scary. It's just because it doesn't look like it should be there. So it creeps me out a lot. But they, how do they kill it?
They explode it.
Oh, they
With
blow
light.
it up. Yeah.
No,
Light through
yes.
the window.
Didn't that happen
There's
in
a
the
cross
first one?
that comes, yeah.
With the daylight hits it and all of a sudden.
No, they
we're-
just get over the wall. That's it.
Oh.
I don't remember.
That's
So
it.
anyways, they
And then at the end, the old person dies.
this is like this is why is this demon? Is there a thing that says demons can't have sunlight hit them like a vampire?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
at least roll 37.
No, Rule 37.
Sunlight shall hurt
Section
my
8.
demon body.
So they go back to the school and they're heroes, I guess. And then we cut to a computer animated snake coming out of the lipstick thing.
That was so
So fucking
awful to
dumb.
end the movie with.
I mean, you're going good, you're going fine, and then you fucking pissed off the editor right before he turned the movie in, and he stuck that in there.
So bad.
Alright, so, Cobra?
This was my pick. I'll go last.
Oh, right. Ben. And then I'll go, then he'll go.
It's not my favorite movie. I give it a 5. Although it kind of has the same setup, I guess, as the first movie. Obviously, there's schools different, stuff like that, but it felt like the same characters. The one you think is a bully, that one school kid that the one boy who you think is gonna hook up with Shirley, but then another more baddie comes.
And
Italian
then
bully.
like there's
Didn't that
3
happen in
guys
the-
that come for
Yeah,
sure.
but that happened like in the first one, right? Where the dude, like from the school, thinks he's gonna hook up with what's her face, but then
It ends up being the fat guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
or something. It just reminded me very much of the first one, the setup. But I enjoyed the first one more so. I compare this to Return of New York versus Return to LA. Movies that were made in the 80s and then a sequel in the 90s. The 90s ones never are as good. You two seem to like this one more than the first one. But-
I don't know if I like it more.
I like the practical effects, but the CGI is just, it's very 90s. Not just very 90s, very cheap 90s too.
Very bad.
I'm sure back then it was super expensive to make that thing, though.
I'm curious how this like became like a franchise. There was another one in 1997. Have you
Mhm.
ever seen the third one? No? You have? Did you like it as much as this one? Or is it like worse? No.
It's worse.
They're made, I looked them up too. This one was made in 94. The first one was 88 and the third one's 97, so they appear to be about every on average every 5 years. It seems really weird to pump another one of these out every
In the 90s, they were like,
Yeah,
we'll
in
do
the
just about
90s.
anything. We don't care.
Especially 97, that's post-Scream, and everything went slasher right after Scream. I'm surprised they threw another one of these out in 1997. I just didn't find it scary at all. The dialogue is rough. I felt like the atmosphere was much better in the first one. Like, Hall House just wasn't as scary in this one.
Okay.
But I don't know, they're just not my type of movies. I guess I would just prefer like a more serious slasher. You guys seem like
No, like,
No, I don't know how much of a slasher it really is.
no,
It's
I
more
meant like I would
possession.
just prefer that type of horror, I guess. Than
You're entitled to your own opinion, Ben.
yeah,
It may suck, but
all right.
I'm not going to differ that far from you. I
No.
gave it a 6.
Oh, maybe I should have went lower.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I liked this one more than the first one, guys. I did. I like the feel
Sell
of this
me
one.
on that.
I like the feel of this one better. It all depends on what you want in a horror movie, I guess. And you guys know that what I want is completely different than what you want.
I like the old man storyline in the first one. That was the best.
I
part
like
of the
these
first
characters. Yeah, that was pretty good. I like these characters more than I liked the other characters. I liked the nun. I liked the dorky, nerdy demonologist, even
But
though he
that's
didn't really
sort
have
of
a
a
place for
nowhere.
it. Like, I don't know. I just like these characters more. I like Stooge overall more than anybody in the series so far. Right? That's his name, Stooge.
from the first one.
Yeah, I liked him more than anybody else. But as a whole, I like this group of kids more. I think. So, I hate the fucking computer effects. It really puts a damper on this movie because the practical melting effects really had me. I love good melting effects, and this one had a ton of really good ones, like steam coming up and like shit dripping down. I love that. That's why I like Jason Goes to. That's why I like Jason Goes to Hell, and not a lot of people do. That melting scene where his jaw falls off and shit. This reminded me a lot of like early '90s horror, like Dead Alive and Jason Goes to Hell. So, yeah, I liked this. I liked early '90s horror. I didn't like mid '90s horror that much.
90s
though.
is just so cringy.
It is. I would say this is one of the better '90s horror movies. Honestly, it really was pretty good comparatively. But prove me wrong. Cobra, go ahead.
Prove you wrong. No, I gave it a 6.5. I think it's an above average movie. It's entertaining. It's not really scary. It's Angela being a demon.
I just don't know. Angela's a
slashing.
thing.
I don't know either.
When
I
I think
think
Angela,
Angela, Sleepaway
I think,
Camp.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp.
Two Angelas.
villain.
Angela Franklin and Angela
Baker.
Baker.
hmm She's still the employee of the month, by the way. I don't know where that is.
Yeah,
but...
she is. But yeah, this is the fun little. It's a fun sequel to a fun movie. It's pretty much the same thing as the first one. They go to the whole house and get possessed. Only this one they come back to the school, the Catholic school or whatever. But it's got boobs. It's fun. The dialogue I think is okay. It's childish, but it's kind of funny. And it's a 6.5. It's definitely
the
worth a
problem.
watch.
It's a problem you're going to run into, and I should be a little bit more forgiving about this, but it's a problem you're going to run into if you're writing dialogue for teenagers that is being read by 30-year-olds. But yeah, if I can look past that, that's fine. Because if you had teenagers in there, the acting would be worse.
It
than
would be
was.
terrible.
So
Maybe I just don't. I'm not. I don't like possession or demon, that type of movies.
did you
horror
like
films?
Demons by Argento? Is it Argento or
There's
Bava?
there's
Bava,
scenes.
right?
There's scenes I enjoyed
Then
from it,
both
but
of Bava.
it's
Both of them.
they're not the first types of movies I'm gonna go for.
Okay.
They're like much slower than I would rather watch a stalker, slasher, even a ghost story.
A New
more
York
than that.
Ripper.
I like these, like you said, because they're fun, because like you're basically just like people are running through the whole movie, saying wacky shit, getting killed in wacky
Yeah.
ways. That's why I like them. But as far as plot, there isn't
There
any.
is
As far as atmosphere, really not that much.
It didn't feel like Halloween like it should have. No one
Right.
was dressed in any costumes. They had a dance, like you said, and Carrie was there. But other than that, there was nothing going on that
Was
felt
that,
like...
was that supposed to be like, the Catholic school is gonna have a Halloween party, but we gotta keep it like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna have elaborate scary costumes. It's more
Right.
I don't know. There's one part where like Father Bob's talks to the nun, and he's like, "I think we should let
them cut loose.
the kids cut loose. You know, they've been locked up in here, and they've been behaved. So let them do their own thing. They can decide this." And the nun's like, "Oh, you think we should do that? I've been running this dance for 16 years."
What was up with the Father Bob character? He was why'd they throw the line in that I guess the head priest that's normally at this school is in Somalia. Do you want to go there? It's like, do you have your malaria shot? I'm like, what the hell? Like, I didn't understand that. Like, they went nowhere of like, oh, it's this new priest in town.
No, they're talking about Father Marin in those deserts in
But
The Exorcist.
1993 was the U.S. involvement in Somalia.
So what that means is the writer of this movie had that news on while he was writing, and he's like, Somalia.
It's just
sounds good.
such a really weird what?
All right, if you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/horrorcasting. We're on Twitter @horrorcastings, facebook.com/horrorcasting. Did I just say that once? I
Say it
probably
again.
repeated
Say
myself.
it again.
Horrorcastings@gmail.com. We're on iTunes, Podbean, and YouTube.
Thrill me.